Okay, what is it like to be alive and conscious on this journey, life journey? We're all seekers one way or another. And I'm here to talk about Mark Hamilton and Neothink, which Mark Hamilton is the creator. You may say, well, what is Neothink and who is Mark Hamilton? Well, basically, since I'm a newbie anyway, but I'm giving this testimonial because I believe in what I've read so far and believe in the principles that Mark Hamilton has laid down through might call it philosophy of Neothink, or way of looking, or seeing things in pictures instead of concepts. And it's just been a journey, again, we're all on a journey one way or another, since I can remember, and I think that I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story of who I am, where I'm going, and why I want to talk about this subject tonight. And started, going towards some type of connection, methodology, sort of like, a way of achieving something on a spiritual basis. Buddhism, I eventually came into and been doing it as a practitioner for the last 20 years. Everything seems to be in 20 years cycle. I've done it. But maybe that's why I'm hitting this pause button, or felt like I was hitting a wall, and wasn't getting the results that I was thinking should be achieving over this length of time. And I started reading these really heavy books by Mark Hamilton on Neothink. It has to do with I don't know, it's kind of like a different way of seeing things. It's kind of like a self-leadership type program, in the sense that what's happening is that Neothink gives you, through the application and understanding of Neothink and Mark Hamilton's vision that he's laid out in like his 12 Vision Party. It is the political arm of Neothink, in a sense, application-wise, because we have to be in this world of it to some extent. So I was just started reading, and it just created a whole different transformation in me. I don't know, paradigm shift. And I just felt that I wanted to continue studying, so I kept reading his books. He had volumes of really manuscript of just, different explanations of how life is, and the different schools of thought, and how we kind of get mislaid by this external force, which we kind of all rely on in terms of starting with our parents and going towards school and government and all that other stuff. What Neothink wants to do, because it's a way of relating to life in a much more positive and open sense, with total honesty and integration into whatever's happening, and being true to yourself. It's kind of like that character in Atlas Struggle by Anne Ryan, read a couple of years ago, actually a long time ago. And it was basically, like the Gary Cooper individualism, someone who is so well integrated in himself that he knows, what is the right thing to do. And understanding Neothink gives you the karmic view, realizing everything is cause and effect. Gives you thereby a sense of ethics. So I'm thinking that if I was people around here, I would say, do you have any questions? But basically coming out, this is Monday, this last weekend was the 40th anniversary of Gay Pride, San Francisco. I'm in the Bay Area, Stanley Android, and used to live in the city. back in '79. I was in one of my first, or seeing one of my first, experiencing my first gay pride weekends. We was there, I kind of sort of met my partner, and we're still together. Can't get married, but we're still together. This is, again, what Mark Hamilton will probably, he would identify or agree, because it's basically a libertarian approach of not having government tell you what to do, what you can't do, having the IRS come, and IRS is more feared than the CIA. I made that comment some time ago, and I feel it's still true. I'm sort of a political nut in terms of, or addict in terms of what's going on, and being very almost obsessed with the political situation now. It's just not working. Well, Neothink, new thinking, get it? New thinking, kind of like, again, reborn, Renaissance, of becoming a total man, total person, in terms of artistic, in terms of intellect, in terms of just the idea of the business, the whole idea of business, in terms of relating much more from a value producing instead of value destroying. The old neo-cheaters, which you probably don't know about, but those are people like you see on TV most of the time, the politicians, the media types who always have their point of view, and it's kind of, but they're so scripted to try to be fair. We've all seen it, and it's basically something where we have to deal with. Or those saying it is what it is until it isn't. And I think that Neothink can kind of like see things into a different reality instead of the matrix we're in right now, in terms of kind of like, drinking the Kool-Aid. Because most people are, let's face it, are pretty content, even though they're not happy with their state of life. Got the few angry bunch in terms of the tea baggers. Someone's always angry. Anger, what does anger do? It doesn't do anything except make you feel negative, and it produces negativity. If you want change, you gotta have a very logical and open, wide scope view of things, and you think through Mark Hamilton and society, Neothink society. 12 Vision Party was just kind of the political arm we're trying to get established in there. Well, I say I'm just sort of helping what I can do, like everybody else in the Neothink society is helping what? Everyone's going to help in a certain way, like maybe my bent's more artistic and less business, because that's just not where I'm so light brain on lopsided. But we have to, I feel that what Mark Hamilton has taught me is this sense that we are in charge of our own destiny. It all falls back on the individual. If we rely on the external force, whether it's religion, the church, Pope, Dalai Lama, as a Buddhist, I'm very much, over the last 20 years, I was very much, into, still am, building upon it. What Buddhism has given me. There's a certain continuity between Buddhism and Neothink. Now this is all my personal take on it, and Mark Hamilton, I'm sure he wouldn't burn me as a heretic, but he'll say, well, Rob, your thinking is a little, maybe original. I like to think of being an artist, but I also like to think that this is, if you're curious, you would go to, check things out and realize that it's important to keep these avenues of discussions open between people in terms of these really important ideas, and not just get frozen to points of view. Okay? So I think that's basically it, what I have to say, and I hope that there hasn't been too much rambling, but of course you too, so it's kind of like, I take bad notes. So on that note, as you always say, Mr. Spock, may you live long and prosper, and I say may you live happy too, because that's a very Buddhist thing.